Hello guys and welcome to Think Forward. Today we're going to be talking about Bernie Sanders and Republicans smearing him for his answer to a question from the climate change town hall on CNN. Now I didn't necessarily disagree with anything Bernie Sanders says in the clip, but I would argue that population control is a relatively small issue in the climate crisis at the moment, and that we need to focus on bigger issues like 100 companies being responsible for 70% of the global emissions, and that is something that we really need to hammer on. Okay, without further ado, let's watch this clip and see what you guys think.
Good evening. Human population growth has more than doubled in the past 50 years. The planet cannot sustain this growth. I realize this is a poisonous topic for politicians, but it's crucial to face. Empowering women and educating everyone on the need to curb population growth seems a reasonable campaign to enact. Would you be courageous enough to discuss this issue and make it a key feature of a plan to address climate catastrophe?
Well, Martha, the answer is yes. And the answer has everything to do with the fact that women in the United States of America, by the way, have a right to control their own bodies and make reproductive decisions. And the Mexico City Agreement, which denies American aid to those organizations around the world that allow women to have abortions or even get involved in birth control, to me is totally absurd. So I think, especially in poor countries around the world, where women do not necessarily want to have large numbers of babies, and where they can have the opportunity through birth control to control the number of kids they have, something I very, very strongly support.
So as you can see there, nothing too radical. Him basically just saying that in a free society, in a free country, that a woman should have the right to choose what she wants to do with her body and have access to birth control and access to safe abortions, which again is not a radical position here in America. Majority of people would agree with that. But let's take a look at some of the criticism from this. So here you have huge intellectual Ben Shapiro say, "Nothing to see here, just Bernie Sanders talking about funding abortion of unborn children in poor countries, disproportionately babies of color, in order to fight climate change." And this is very clearly a smear by Mr. Moral High Ground Ben Shapiro. Bernie was merely saying that he wanted more access to birth control in those areas because if a woman doesn't want to have a certain amount of kids, then she can take birth control to prevent her from having that, and right now there might not be in some countries. But he takes it to the extreme and says Bernie's trying to give out free abortions to control the population, basically. And it's the same old thing that we see over and over again. They take it to the extreme on Bernie. I just want to remind everybody on Ben Shapiro's moral standards. Let's take a look. So these are from long ago, but our first one is enemy civilian casualties, okay by me. Ben Shapiro in 2002. And I think that's so telling about his character. It really is. And then the other one is why war in Iraq is right for America. And I know these articles are from a long time ago, but the fact of the matter is, he is the one that says the left doesn't care about innocent lives for supporting abortion, but at the same time, he's writing about how he doesn't care about innocent civilian casualties and calls for war in Iraq. The hypocrisy here is crazy. So enough with Ben Shapiro and let's get on to Tucker Carlson. He did a segment on his show also smearing Bernie, and we'll give that a look now.
Oh, there you go. Sanders says it right out loud. The Africans are having too many babies. We're gonna have to make sure those Africans have more abortions. We're gonna pay for African abortions. We're also, by the way, gonna have to control what people eat, how they travel and where, what they do for a living. We're gonna have to control every detail of their formerly personal lives. We're in charge now of everything. That's the message.
Like, I don't know if you guys have a clue what he's talking about, but I was completely lost. Wow. I mean, this is what we're up against, though, guys. This is what we're up against. This should be a eye-opener for you. Complete smear job, complete propaganda against Bernie, and nobody there to defend him. Millions of people are getting pushed this. This is what they think. They don't have somebody telling them that this is complete bullshit. And it is bullshit. It really is. And notice how Tucker Carlson made it sound like his position on abortion is the small government position, and that Bernie is like this scary government figure coming to try to force you to have an abortion in these African countries. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You have the position where you're playing big government. You're telling people what they can and can't do with their bodies at that point. But yeah, guys, GOP War Room also uploaded a video on this and did very poorly with likes to dislikes ratio with not many views, so I don't think they're succeeding too hard on this. I think people are seeing through this, which is good. But yeah, guys, I wanted to make a video just warning you guys that these types of attacks are only going to pick up and get worse as the election cycle goes on. And they're going to come from many Republicans and Democrats both. We know this. And this brings me to a piece by the Washington Post opinion board, which said, Bernie Sanders' formulation smacks of population control by limiting non-white births. These are the same talking points that we just heard the Republicans use to smear him. And we disproved it, and now the Washington Post is doing the same exact thing. So yeah, guys, as the election cycle starts to get into full swing here, we're going to see more and more of these smear pieces from Washington Post, from Democrats, from Republicans. They will use the same talking points. They don't care. So yeah, guys, as you can see here, it doesn't matter if it's Democrats or Republicans. They're going to try to smear Bernie using the same talking points. And the intensity of these attacks will vary on Bernie's poll numbers. If he rises and Biden starts to drop, expect these type of articles to increase. Well, that just about wraps up our video, guys. Thank you for watching. The sources will be in the description. Please comment what you guys thought about this situation, and let me know what you thought of the smears. If you thought they were smears, what your personal opinion about the whole situation is. And be sure to share this video and give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys, and have an awesome day.
It's just